Senior golfers, if you don't know where to go from here in your downswing to try to create any speed and power, you need to stick around to the end of this video. Today, we're going to talk to you about 3 moves in your follow-through that you need to add to your backswing and your downswing in order to maximize your distance as you get older. As we get older, our body slows down, we become less flexible. I don't teach muscle activation and muscle flexibility and strength at a golf ball. I teach joint motion. And that's why stack and tilt is a great system for golfers over 50, hit the ball further and more consistent without losing their speed as they age. One of the key moves that stack and tilt teaches all golfers, regardless of age, is in the follow through, we want to get to a position called 90-90-90. That's where my chest, my hips, and my right knee are 90 degrees to the target with the arms straight. Most golfers over 50 struggle with this because of their setup. So before we even talk about how to get to 90-90-90, your setup needs to be in a position that's going to allow your body to get there. What golfers in their 50s and older struggle with is flaring their feet. They've had too many people their entire life or for the last 30 to 40 years telling them not to flare their feet. And what that does when we put our feet straight is it only allows me to turn my hips so much. And the problem is you can try to stretch this, but your muscles aren't rubber bands. They don't stretch and snap back regardless of what people think. If this is as far as I can turn, something has to give, whether it's my ankle, my knee, my hip, or my back. But if I take my left foot and I flare it outward about 25 to 30 degrees, now I can actually push my hip to the left and my hips can actually rotate a lot better with less effort. There's no strain in my ankle, my knee, my hip, or my lower back. I'm not the most flexible guy, and by turning my feet out, now I can use my joints to help me get to impact and actually get to 90-90-90. Without my foot flared out, this becomes impossible, and I'm 38. When I see my students, as you can see here next to me, when they set up with their foot too closed or toed in, they can't push their hip to the left and they can't get their body rotated to get to 90-90-90. Why do we want to get to 90-90-90? Because when our chest gets to 90 degrees in the follow through, it allows my left arm to abduct or move away from my chest, which helps me move the club around my body on an arc. That allows me to swing the club head faster, but it also allows me to swing the club straighter so that I can hit higher, straighter golf shots without having to curve the ball too much. It simplifies everything. And in the comments below, after you try flaring your foot out, let me know how it goes and how much easier it is for you to feel like you can actually get to your follow-through position. Now that we've got our foot flared out, the way I train people to get to 90-90-90 is without a backswing. We start at impact. We push the hips forward so that the center of the pelvis is over our left foot, and we get to the inside of your trail foot. This is called banking. It's really hard to get to this position if our hips are not forward. So you have to have the hips forward. So in the downswing, we talked about the ability to get the hips forward to control impact and deliver that club head with speed. But if the hips don't get forward and this foot doesn't bank, trying to rotate our body to 90-90-90 and keep our arms straight becomes extremely difficult. You train this by pushing the hips towards the target and balancing over my left foot. Your right foot's there. I don't want your knee in this position. I don't want it sliding back here too far like Scotty Scheffler. I just want you to the inside of it. This motion right here, so you can see the foot stays on the ground. I'm just on the inside of it. If we can move to that position and then push my arms away, well, now my arms are straight. So now I can actually unload the club head speed out in front of the ball, get more club head speed, more distance with less effort. A longer lever is going to travel faster from a physics standpoint, and it's going to help keep this club from slowing down. Too many seniors look like this, and they can't get those arms straight. Well, when your chest is down, your hips are back because your foot's flared in here like this, you can't turn this way. No wonder we're gonna hit it short. Every tour pro, even on the Champions Tour, looks like this. If we can get to that position, we're gonna be able to hit the ball more solid, get any speed that we were building into the golf ball, and hit the ball a lot further. Now that we've got our arms straighter, our hips forward, and our foot flared out enough, now we can simply rotate the chest towards the target, rotate the belt towards the target, and let this trail leg rotate in the hip socket. Now when I do so, my trail knee has to turn towards the target. I don't want it to go that way and out. I just want this to rotate in the hip socket. That's a move that most senior golfers struggle with. It's so much easier to practice this without a backswing and just rotating that femur in the hip socket. This is an exercise I tell a lot of my senior golfers to do 5 minutes every day. In 3 or 4 days, you're gonna be a whole lot better. Then you can start blending that into everything. Now that the hip is rotating in the hip socket, and I can get my right knee, my belt buckle, and my chest to the target, all I have to do is focus on getting my arms straight. One of the greatest ways to practice this is without a golf ball. Start here, push to impact. Rotate the right knee, the hips, and the shoulders towards the target, keeping my arms straight. Do this at home down a hallway. You can do this in the living room. You can go to a putting green and roll the ball across the green. It's the easiest way to train this. Once you're comfortable doing that and you can get to 90-90-90, now we can start adding a backswing and a downswing to it. If you struggle getting to 90-90-90 and you're a golfer over 50, make sure to comment below. Send me a message at my cell phone number listed below as well as at the top of the screen, and let me help you with your golf game. So when we start hitting golf balls with this, I start with a hip high backswing to P2, and all I'm trying to do is shift the body to the left, get the arms straight, then rotate the trail knee, the hips, and the shoulders to 90-90-90. We start off doing this just extremely slow. Hit 6 or 7 shots where this 7-iron only goes about 40 to 50 yards at most. Slow, chip it, check this point. Shoulders, hips, right knee at the target. My arms are straight. The contact was really, really good. Do that 4 or 5 times. This is a great way to warm up. Once you know you can do that 4 or 5 times in a row and make solid contact, now we can start adding length to the backswing. Trail foot back, foot flared out into the bowler setup, turn the body a lot. 90-90-90, arms straight. That ball went 140 yards and I swung on a scale of 1 to 10, a 6. I'm 38, not very flexible, and I can hit my 7-iron 180 yards doing that exact same thing when I'm going full speed. Senior golfers can do the same thing too if they use their knees to help drive the hip turn and get to 90-90-90. As you saw in that last swing, I've combined the backswing fundamentals from part 1, the downswing fundamentals in part 2, and now the follow-through fundamentals here of part 3. That's how you build a golf swing for a golfer over the age of 50 that's body friendly, won't cause as many injuries, and is going to help you play golf for a lot longer. Bowler setup. Use the knees to turn a ton. Straighten the trail leg. Move the weight to the left. Crush the can. 90-90-90. Super simple. Super easy. 182 yards isn't bad at all. Simple, easy, and effective. Not going to hurt me. Not relying on flexibility. Stop using your muscle flexibility as a way to try to play golf. Use your joints. Follow this series. If you're over 50, I promise you, you're going to play better golf, you're going to have a lot more fun, and your body's going to hurt a lot less. See you guys next time on the Golf Tycoon.